All right, guys, on this questions, on this EOC review, I'm not really seeing if you can use a calculator. So on this one, you're not going to actually need a scientific calculator, just a regular one will work. I just really want to know is, can you answer EOC questions? So I get that you can put in a calculator, but can you answer the questions? All right, so first question, an acute angle of a certain right triangle has a measure of n. If sine of n is 3/5, what's the value of tan of n? Now listen, anytime you get an EOC question, you must draw a triangle. And you'll realize that if you draw a triangle, 9 times out of 10, you'll be able to recognize what you need to do. So let me go ahead and draw a triangle. Okay, so right here somewhere, I'm going to draw a right angle triangle. And it has to be a right angle triangle because you only use trigonometry with right angle triangles. So there's a right angle triangle, all right? And it has a measure of n. Now, it doesn't matter where you put this. You could put this here, you could put this there, as long as everything after that you do in accordance to wherever you put it. So I think out of habit, people put it down here, so I'm just going to break the habit and put it up here. So it has an angle of n, all right? So if that's n, all right, how would you answer this question? Well, first thing we need to write down so that we can do any of these questions is our little way of remembering it, which is 3 old angels. What are they doing? Sitting on high, doing what? Chatting about heaven. Okay, 3 old angels sitting on high, chatting about heaven. So katoa. All right, so that we can remember how to do it. So once I've drawn it, listen to the information or look at the information they give me. They tell me sine. So what did they use? They used O and H. They're telling me sine of n equals 3/5. What is 3? What is 3? O. Because sine has to be O over H. So that means this is H. So sine of n equals O over H, which means, okay, my opposite, so let me go ahead and label my triangle actually. Go opposite that, that's H. Go opposite that, that's O. Whatever's left over is A. So that is telling me what to put in the questions. Where I see O now, I'm going to put 3. So this is 3. Where I see H, I'm now going to put 5. All right. Question now is, what is tan of n? So tan, we know, is O over A. O over A, which is equal to O, which is 3, over A, but I don't know what A is. Okay, this is why I taught you how to use Pythagorean theorem. If I use Pythagorean theorem, I can find the missing side. So if I did A squared plus B squared equals C squared, okay, C is always the longest side, so C is here. Let's call this A because that's already A, B. All right, so A squared, I don't know what that is. So A squared plus B squared, 3 squared, equals 5 squared. And you should have seen so much of this triangle that you already know what A is going to become, but just in case you haven't, I'll go ahead and do it. A squared plus 3 squared is 9 equals 25. So subtract 9 to both sides. A squared equals 25 minus 9 is 16. Take the square root. A equals 4. So we found this is equal to 4. And we did this as well in IXL. All right, so it's a 3, 4, 5 triangle. It's a special triangle. We'll go into that in a bit. So now I have A, which is 4. So tan is opposite of adjacent, which is 3/4, which has to be B. All right. Now, if I did allow you to use a calculator, you could actually kind of cheat your way through this question. All right, and let me just show you how to cheat just in case they did give you a calculator on this kind of question. They tell you sine of n is 3/5, so I can find sine. I can find n. To find n, I need to get rid of sine. The opposite of sine is the inverse of sine. And 3/5 divided by 5. Close parentheses. So n is 36 point blah, 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 blah. Now here's the key. If you're going to cheat, you have to use the whole thing. You can't round. All right, so what's the value of tan of n? If this is what n is, I want to find tan of this. So I can find tan of 36.86989765. Now I can type all that in, or if you look at the bottom of your calculator right here, it says answers. If you can, answer will take whatever answer you got and put it in your new problem. So if I press second shift, because it's in blue, answer, it will take whatever answer you got previously and put it there. So it's really taking 36.86989765. Press enter. You you get 0.75. You see, now the problem is all this is not in it's not in decimals. But if you did 3 divided by 4, you would get 0.75. Okay, so that's how you cheat if they give you a calculator. But 9 times out of 10 with that question, they won't. All right, so again, just like we did on IXL, you find the missing side, then set up the problem. All right, perfect. Number 2, they've already drawn it for you. All you have to do is label. So again, label, hypotenuse, here's the angle, opposite, that's A. Okay, set it up. About how much altitude does it gain? So it's asking for O. So you're using O and H. O and H is sine. So sine of the angle, 24, equals opposite, x over 1.5. Now here's the only difference. Generally, you would punch this in your calculator. So you'd cross multiply. Make sure you put it all the way there. All the way there. So you get 1.5 sine 24 equals x. Then you punch this in the calculator. But I'm not giving you a calculator. So how are you going to do this with a 4-function calculator? Well, you see how it says sine 24? That's what you're looking for. So they're telling you sine 24 is that. So now instead of sine 24, if you had put in a calculator, you'd have gotten all this. So you're going to do 1.5 times sine 24, which is not cosine 24, not tan 24, sine 24, 0.4067 equals 0.61005. What answer is that? That is A. All right, great. These are more so the EOC questions you're going to get because they don't draw the triangle for you. All right, so if they don't draw the triangle for you, you have to draw it for yourself. So read one sentence at a time and imagine what's happening. One of the 7 sisters ski slope in Pennsylvania has an angle of elevation. Now remember what we talked about. What does the word elevate mean? Go up. So whatever this thing is doing, it's going up at an angle of 26. So here's 26. Whatever it is, it's going up at an angle of 26. The vertical height of the slope, so vertical height of the slope is 1808 to the nearest foot. How long is the ski slope? So how long is the slope where you're going to ski, where this guy's going to ski? How long is that slope? So that's got to be x. All right, so from there you can do this question. Go ahead and label it. Set up your equation and then solve it for x. All right, I'm actually going to stop doing the questions for time's sake. I just want to get you started on the ones I think you're going to get stuck. This one, so just finish it, solve it for x. All right, this one, it's already drawn for you. What do you find in x? Okay, so you can just label your triangle and find x. All right, perfect. For which equation should not be used to find, which equation should not be used? So there are 3 that you're going to use to find the value of x. All right, so there are 3 things. So there are 2 triangles here, but we're going to label both of them. Okay, so here's 90. That's hypotenuse. 90 is on this side because that obviously is a linear pair. Hypotenuse. Then this is opposite. And it's also opposite on that triangle. So this is A. All right, now that I've labeled it for you, just look at it. Tan of 34. Tan of 34 is over A because of TOA. All right, so over A. But you're looking at just this triangle here. Okay, so is this true? Is that opposite over adjacent? Over A, yeah. If you're looking at cosine of 42, you're looking at this angle, and cosine is CAH. All right, so go through all of them. So this one is right. Go through all of them. Whichever one is not true is wrong. All right, number 5, from the top of the lighthouse, the angle of depression is that. All right, to the nearest foot, how far the dolphins from the base of, so they're asking for this x, which is the same distance from the lighthouse to the dolphins. Do you see it's the same distance from here to here? So I can actually put that x up here. All right, and draw a line coming down. From here to here is 200 feet, which is the same from here to here, 200 feet. Once I've drawn that for you, you can do this question. So go ahead and solve that question. All right, number 6. Now this is more like it. There are no triangles on this whole page. All right, so again, it's all about drawing your triangles. Find the length of the legs of an isosceles. Isosceles. What does the word isosceles mean? All right, it means that two sides and two angles are the same. So let's just draw one facing up. This is the same as this, and this is the same as this. That's what isosceles mean. So I've already done that. The base angles are 62, which is telling you that the two angles that are equal are 62. So this is 62. If the base of the triangle is 24, the base, here's the base, is 24. Okay. What do you need to find? Find the length of the legs. So you need to find one of these. Let's say we're finding x. Okay. Now, you can only use trigonometry on right angle triangles. Well, here's the problem. I don't see a right angle triangle. But I can bisect. I can do a perpendicular bisector, okay, which will cut this angle in half, and it will make it a 90. And if I did a perpendicular bisector, I also cut this in half. So now I've cut that in half. So each one of those now is going to be 12. Then from there, I can find x. Label your triangle. That's H. Label that. That's O. So this is A. So we're going to use A and we're going to use H. Go ahead and solve it and find what the answer is. All right, number 7, two buildings are 50 feet apart. So I'm going to draw two buildings. Here's one. Here's another. Just because I want to make it bigger than the other one. All right, two buildings. They're 50 feet apart. So from here to here is 50. Okay, the angle of elevation, so elevation means what? Going up. So the angle of elevation from the top of one to the top of the other. So from the top of one to the top of the other is 20. So angle of elevation has to make it with the horizontal. So this is 20. Okay, what's the difference in the heights of the building? So the difference in the height is from here to here. So this is going to be x right here. All right, I'm going to bring the 50 up because you see it's the same distance here. Bring the 50 up, and then from there you can do it. Label your sides, and you've got two pieces of information. So again, EOC is all about being able to draw the triangle that you need. All right, number 8, the angle of elevation of the sum, of the sun, is 31. When a flagpole casts, okay, so there's a flagpole. So here's a flagpole. Flagpole. All right, this flagpole is casting a shadow of 45 feet. So here's a shadow. And that shadow is 45 feet. So the sun, so here's the sun. It's making this shadow elevation, so going up. So this is going to be 31. All right, so then the question, what's the height of the flagpole? There it is. There's your triangle. Label O and H and solve it. All right, so again, the EOC ones are, can you get a triangle out of it? All right, looking at number 9, the base of an isosceles triangle. So here we go again with that isosceles thing. So isosceles means that the two sides are equal and also the two base angles are equal at the bottom of those sides. All right, so the isosceles triangle, the base is 52. So the base is the bottom, is 52. And the vertex angle, so the vertex, okay, is going to be right here. It really means the vertex is where the two lines meet at the top. Okay, so that's 38 degrees. Find the length of each leg to the nearest inch. Now remember, find the length of each leg. So they want to know what x is, or what x is there. Trig only works on right angle triangles. So again, what do I have to do? Make a perpendicular bisector. When you make a perpendicular bisector, you cut this in half and you cut the angle in half. So the angle isn't 38 anymore. The angle is cut in half. So we're going to do 38 divided by 2, which is 19. So this little angle right here by itself is 19. Okay. Once that is there, I can ignore all of this. I don't care about this. I just want to put 19 in there. Okay, so 19 comes right here. So everything you're dealing with is 19. All right, so I actually even don't need this anymore. This is my 19. Oh, I was told the whole thing is 54. So if I cut it in half, what's this part going to be? 52 divided by 2 is Oh, what did I do? 52 divided by 2. 26. So now I don't care about the whole thing. I just care about this triangle I'm looking at, 26. Now that I have that information, can I solve it? Of course you can. All right, number 10, an observer on level ground. Okay, so there's a dude on level ground. So there's a dude on level ground. Here we go. Here he is. All right. The observer on level ground finds the angle of elevation of a weather balloon. All right, so shall we do a weather balloon? Maybe it looks like this, something. Tethered to a post. So it's tethered to a post. Okay, so it's tied to some kind of post or something. All right, 2,500 feet from the observer. So from him to there is 2,500 feet. From the observer is, and again, because it's elevation, it's going up, is 58. So from him to the balloon, we're looking at 58. To the nearest foot, how high? Okay, so they're asking for the height. Okay, so you've already, by drawing the triangle, you now know how to do it. Okay, so label OA and H, and then solve the problem. All right, number 11. A television camera is on a blimp. Oh, a television camera. What does a camera look like? I guess something like this. I can't draw a camera. But anyway, that's the television camera. On a blimp, I don't even know what that is. It's focused on a soccer field. So let's do a soccer field. Here's a soccer field or something. With an angle of depression of 22. That means this is higher because depression means going down. So it's going to be going down somehow. Okay. Find the range. Find or determines the soccer field is 1832 away. Okay, actually I'm just going to draw this again because I don't like how I've drawn it. Alright, so what can I draw this? Television camera. Let's just say, here's a TV camera. There. Angle of depression going down. The field is 1832 away. So here's my post or whatever. 832 away. It's 1832 away. What's the height of the blimp? So we're asking for this. And the angle of depression. So that's the angle from the TV going down. So it's really this. Because the angle of depression is from the horizontal. So what I'm going to do is actually extend the line so that I can put the X on this side, the 90 on that side, and 1832, it goes on top here. Now I can ignore this one. All right, and find X. Again, label your triangle O and H and find X. Really, I guess I could have done the same thing here. Depression of 22. I'm going to extend my line. So 1832 goes on the top here, 1832. And we're finding X, and there's a 90. Okay, so the same looking thing. I just wanted the triangle, the camera on the top. But I mean, that's basically it. So EOC questions is, can you draw the triangle? Because if you can draw the triangle, you can solve the problem.